When did you discover your forward operating base was built on an ancient burial ground? I found out 3 months into my deployment to eastern Afghanistan when our construction crew started digging foundations for the new mess hall. I was a private first class with the 82nd Airborne stationed at this tiny outpost near the Pakistani border. FOB Hunter was basically a collection of tents and shipping containers surrounded by HESCO barriers. Command decided we needed permanent structures before winter. The digging started in September 2011. Standard construction project, nothing unusual. Local contractors with shovels and pickaxes breaking ground behind our temporary chow tent. Everything normal until day 3. That's when Ahmed, the lead contractor, came running to our command post. He was pale, speaking rapid Pashto to our interpreter. Staff Sergeant Williams called me over since I was pulling runner duty. What's the problem? Williams asked. The interpreter looked nervous. He says they found bones. Human bones. Old ones. We all figured it was probably from recent fighting. Taliban casualties, civilian victims, unfortunately common in that region. Williams grabbed a few soldiers and we walked over to check it out. What we saw stopped us cold. This wasn't a single grave or recent burial. The entire foundation area was filled with carefully arranged skeletons. Dozens of them. All positioned the same way, facing east, with small clay pots and metal artifacts. These weren't war casualties. This was an organized cemetery, probably centuries old. The local contractors were refusing to continue work. Ahmed kept pointing at the bones and shaking his head. This is bad place, he said in broken English. Very old, very sacred. Cannot dig here. Williams called up to Captain Morrison, who came down to survey the situation. Morrison took one look and immediately got on the radio with higher command. We need the archaeology team from Bagram, he said. 2 days later, a civilian specialist flew in with a military escort, Dr. Sarah Mitchell from the University of Chicago, on contract with the Department of Defense. She spent 6 hours examining the site. Her conclusion blew everyone away. This isn't just any burial ground. This is a 3rd century BCE Gandharan cemetery. These artifacts are priceless historical treasures. She showed us coins with Greek inscriptions, Buddhist relics, pottery that belonged in museums. Our little fob was sitting on top of a major archaeological site from Alexander the Great's era. Command faced a serious problem. Military necessity versus cultural preservation. We needed that mess hall for winter operations, but we just discovered one of the most significant archaeological finds in Afghan history. The decision came down from division within 48 hours. Construction halt. Full archaeological survey required before any further building. The dig team would take 3 months minimum. That meant another winter eating MREs in freezing tents while archaeologists carefully excavated 2,000-year-old pottery. Morale plummeted. Soldiers started joking about being cursed by ancient spirits. But Dr. Mitchell made an interesting discovery during her survey. The burial ground only covered about half our planned construction area. The other half, where the kitchen would go, was clear. She proposed a compromise. Preserve the cemetery as a protected site, build the mess hall in the clear zone, and create a small memorial acknowledging the historical significance. Command approved it. Construction resumed in November, carefully avoiding the ancient graves. The archaeologists finished their work by January, removing the most valuable artifacts for preservation. They left the cemetery intact, marked with a simple stone monument. Local villagers started visiting regularly, bringing flowers and prayers. Turned out their great-grandfathers had been buried there. The whole situation actually improved our relationship with the locals. Word spread that the Americans had respected their ancestors instead of destroying the graves for convenience. Village elders who'd been hostile before started cooperating with intelligence gathering. Information about Taliban movements increased dramatically. Our force protection improved because the community trusted us. We got our mess hall by February 2012. Hot food finally, right next to a 2,300-year-old cemetery. Strangest dining experience of my military career, eating chili mac while surrounded by ancient history. The memorial plaque still stands there today. I checked Google Earth last month. It reads, Sacred Ground, Protected 2011, in English, Pashto, and Dari. Dr. Mitchell published her findings in 3 academic journals, called it the most significant Gandharan discovery in 50 years. She sent our unit copies of her research paper as a thank you. Captain Morrison got promoted partly for his handling of the cultural sensitivity issue. The Army now includes his decision-making process in their cultural awareness training program. Last year, Ahmed's son started college in Kabul studying archaeology, inspired by watching the excavation. He sends me Facebook messages every few months with updates on his studies. The mess hall fed thousands of soldiers over the next 2 years, never had a single food poisoning incident or equipment failure. Ahmed always claimed it was because we honored the spirits properly.